puts the Warriors on 8 points, 2 behind Cameroon, who are now on 10 points in Group J. And firmly puts Zimbabwe's qualification, Zimbabwe's destiny, their quest to qualify for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in their own hands, as they are now put a gap between themselves. More details later on. Lawrence Sisida, ZBC News, Johannesburg.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of excitement. So I guess we now know the question when someone says, will the real Warriors please stand up? I guess we all know who's going to stand up. Harare Giants Dynamos continue to fall from grace, with the team losing 2 games in a row in what could be the toughest period for the Glamour boys after the departure of Genesis Mangombe in August.
Reality is beginning to sink for the Dynamos family, and the team now faces the prospects of not making into the top 4 this season. The Glamour boys, who parted ways with the Genesis Mangombe in August before replacing him with the Lord Chigowe, albeit on an interim basis, had hoped for better fortunes, and it seems so during the early days. Dimbare were in the CAF Confederation Cup back then, and Chigowe's reign saw his Chargers defeating Zesco United of Zambia 1-0 on aggregate to progress to the first round of the continental competition. Dimbare, however, fell to Orapa United of Botswana in penalty shootout after the match had ended 1-0 on aggregate. On the domestic front, Dynamos managed a 2-1 win over Herentals, but recent losses against Caps United and Chicken Inn have come as major blows to the ever-expectant fans. With the 28 league matches played, Dynamos have 38 points, 22 points adrift of leaders Simbabora, and 6 off the top 4. Wrongly, the Glamour boys have managed just 8 wins from the 28 games they have played, with the 14 of their matches ending in stalemates. There is, however, still hope in the Dynamos camp, as the club hopes to defend the Chibuku Super Cup title. They face Yada in a rescheduled quarter-final match at Rufaro Stadium this Wednesday. Anna Shemrombedzi, ZBC News, Harare.
And now to women's football, where the Zimbabwe national women's football team, the Mighty Warriors, are in camp ahead of the 2024 COSAFA Women's Championship, which kicks off on the 22nd of this month in Port Elizabeth, South Africa.
The team reported for camp at the Zesa National Training Center in Harare this Sunday after coach Sititelelwe Kwinji 15 Sibanda announced the squad on Saturday. The Mighty Warriors are seeking redemption after a painful semi-final exit last year.
It's kind of like a revenge game, and we are really preparing for it. Everyone is psyched up really to turn out what happened last year to a win this year. So yeah. That was their first time in their history as Mozambique to beat us, and we need to reclaim our rights over them.
Their Group D campaign begins with a match against Mozambique, followed by a clash with the Lesotho. This year's tournament features a record 14 teams divided into 4 groups. Hosts South Africa seeking their 8th title headline Group A alongside Namibia, Eswatini and Seychelles. Defending champions Malawi are in Group B, while 2022 winners Zambia lead Group C. Only the group leaders will advance to the knockout stage. Anna Shemrombedzi, ZBC News, Harare.
And that is our look at sport tonight here on the main news. The weather report and forecast, courtesy of the Meteorological Services Department, comes next.
Hello and welcome to the weather report and focus, and let's take a look at the weather. Today we had cool conditions under cloudless skies in the morning over much parts of the country. However, as we got into the afternoon, we had some cloud development over the northern provinces of the country due to the moisture afternoon. Now, as we get into Tuesday, tomorrow, we are still expecting partly cloudy conditions over the northern districts with some chances of isolated thunder showers in place. And now as we get into the evening, we're expecting cool moist air drifting in from the south, causing cloud conditions, windy with some drizzly conditions in places. Now for the satellite image, it's showing moisture content from the north coupled with moisture from the south, which is going to affect Zimbabwe from Tuesday up until Thursday evening with some windy conditions here and there. Now as we move on our lows tonight, we're expecting mild conditions overnight and partly cloudy conditions, the lowest being Gweru with 13 degrees Celsius and the highest being Kariba with a maximum of 23 degrees Celsius. Now for our highs tomorrow, we're expecting partly cloudy conditions over much parts of the country, with the lowest temperature being 25 over Harare and the highest 36 over Kariba. Windy conditions over the southern parts of the country, and we're expecting cloudy conditions as we get into the evening later on Tuesday. As we move on, Bulawayo is forecast to be partly cloudy as we get into Tuesday up until Thursday, with windy conditions here and there. Mild in the morning, becoming warm by the afternoon. Chinoi, partly cloudy throughout the forecast period. Mild in the morning, becoming warm by the afternoon. Gwanda, windy conditions as well, becoming warm by the afternoon, low cold in the morning. Gweru, partly cloudy conditions on Tuesday up until Thursday. Harare should be partly cloudy for the greater part of the week. Mild in the morning, becoming warm by the afternoon. Kadoma, the Maidens, partly cloudy conditions as well. Cool in the morning, becoming warm by the afternoon. Kwekwe, still expecting partly cloudy conditions as well. Kariba, partly cloudy as moisture is coming from the west. Mild in the morning, becoming warm by the afternoon. Lupani should be partly cloudy with some sun breaks here and there. Mashingo should be cloudy, windy, and cool in the morning, becoming warm by the afternoon. Now as we move on, Matopos should be windy here and there with some brief cloudy periods. Cool in the morning, becoming warm by the afternoon. The Eastern Highlands, Nyanga, partly cloudy, cool in the morning, becoming warm by the afternoon. As for Victoria Falls, partly cloudy conditions from the moisture from the west. That's all on Weather News today. Good evening, Zimbabwe. Christine Swanda signing out.
Right, that's the weather report and forecast, courtesy of the Meteorological Services Department, putting a lead on tonight's main news. But just to advise you that there is that interview that Justin you had with the Reserve Bank governor. A number of issues coming to the fore there. Obviously, everyone wants to know what is the future with ZIG.
Definitely, Butler. That's what is coming up now. That's after this main news. So do stay tuned and follow that interview, and also get to know your role as a citizen of the country in terms of adopting and preserving the value of the ZIG currency. Thank you, Butler, for being part of this. And for the rest of our viewers, we want to say have a good night. Let's do this again tomorrow.
Right.
This is State of the Economy. I'm Justin Matlatla. On this program, we discuss developments within the country's economy. Today on the program, I'm joined by the Governor of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, Dr. John Mushayabano. Doctor, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Now, since the introduction of the ZIG currency in April, we have seen developments that have led to a devaluation of the